Hey guys, Zulord here, back again with another edition of Flashback Fridays, and what I have for you today is the Hasbro Marvel Legends Ultimate Green Goblin Build-A-Figure Wave Carnage. Now before we get into the meat and taters of this review, since I no longer have the packaging for this figure, let us first take a look-see at his accessories. Yeah, that's it. You kind of get stiffed on this version of Carnage, so you're probably wondering, why look at this one in the first place? Well, I'll get into that in a moment. But his one accessory is this symbiote goop backpack thing, which actually comes attached to him in the packaging. You just gotta take it off to get him out. And this is actually the one he came with. The one that's on him is actually from the later release from the Monster Venom Build-A-Figure Wave, which we'll have a look-see at in a couple of weeks, because next week is my 10-year anniversary, a week-long marathon extravaganza. Get your requests in before time runs out. It's the last day, people! Chop chop! But we can take a closer look at Carnage here, since he has no real accessories to speak of. The main reason I wanted to review this figure, other than, you know, documentation purposes, and, you know, kind of an archive piece, is because of the colors. And of the two Carnages Hasbro gave us that are this more kind of traditional classic style look, this is the better one as far as colors go. As far as quality goes, this one sucks balls because he's looser than hell, but it is what it is. And apparently there was even a running change on even this figure, where his eyes were a little bit less pearly and more of a flat white. And I think that one actually has better QC. I do not have that one, but this is from the Ultimate Green Goblin Wave, I assure you. Complete with floppy crotch peg, which that could probably be fixed with some super glue if I'm being honest, so maybe I'll have a go with that. But other than that, it is what it is. This is all you can really do with the figure. You can't pop the hands out without heating the ever-living snot out of them. And the arms, that is. And then the head actually does come off pretty easily. So why the hands are such a pain in the bahuka, I don't know. But it is what it is. It's a 2014 release, so this figure is almost 10 years old. And yeah, but as far as articulation on this body goes, it's bulky cap. You know what you're getting here. You can look up, you can look down, you can look side to side. Shoulders go out to the side, back down, move forward and back. Nice clicky joints there. Bicep swivel, double joint at the elbow. Works pretty well. He's got the little tendrils on his lower arms. You gotta remember, at the time, for Marvel Legends, this figure was like gangbusters. But then we got figures like Deathlock, and Ghost Rider, and Angela, and he just kinda fell off the totem pole, if you know what I mean. Ab Crunch works, but it's floppy as all hell. I don't know why this is so floppy. I don't remember this being floppy when I opened him. I really don't. So either I just played with this thing like religiously, or that's how bad the QC on these is, you know? And they're 25 bucks now. Keep that in mind. But he does have a waist swivel. That's nice and tight at least. Hips kick forward and back. Hips actually kick out to the side pretty far. Kick back down. He's got a thigh cut, which does work pretty well. Double joint at the knee, which is kind of loose but not terrible. Calf cut, which looks ugly as sin, so I don't know why they even put that in there. Then his ankles, move forward and back, and have a rocker, and peg holes at the bottom of the feet. For the display stand, he does not come with, but I'm sure you could rig something up. It's Marvel Legends, they've been around for a while. I'm sure there's plenty of stands out there that fit these guys. So that is Carnage in a nutshell. Again, not the most, I guess, fun, really, since he doesn't have the attachments that the Monster Venom Wave has. But if you have that figure and you like the colors on this one better, you can swap the hands and the head onto it. They do fit. Again, you gotta really heat up the hands on this guy to pop them off. Well, the wrists, I should say. Not the hands themselves. You'll wreck something. But all the attachments to that later release do fit on this guy. Even the backpack piece, which is actually what I'm using, as I said before. Because the tendrils aren't all up in his face. Yeah, I'd be lying if I said I cared for the sculpt of this thing. I mean, just look at this. It's all all off to one side. They always bend down. Like, these tendrils should be sculpted in reverse. I don't know why they chose to do it that way. But again, it is what it is. So with that being said, let's now move on and take a look at some size comparisons. First up here is Carnage next to his two arch enemies, the symbiote / black costume Spider-Man. And while Carnage, I don't believe, ever fought Spider-Man in this costume, it's the only Spider-Man I have on this retro body that makes sense for a size comparison with this Carnage here. So we got him, and then we also have the Hasbro PulseCon exclusive Spider-Man the Animated Series Venom, which, if you wanted to use this Carnage as an animated series Carnage, I think he works just fine. I don't think he needs the cell shading to fit in with this Venom here, which is quote-unquote accurate to how he appeared in that old 90s cartoon. But as you can see, I think Carnage scales pretty well with these two, being a little bit taller than Spidey, and of course, shorter than Venom. And last, but certainly not least, we have our two regulars, the Mythic Legions, Brother Mandibulus, Livid Spawn, who as usual towers over everyone, because no, I'm not going to count Carnage's tendrils, because that's cheating. So with that being said, time to wrap things up, some final thoughts. Overall, and even though this figure does not come with as many accessories as the Carnage Hasbro would release later on in the Monster Venom wave, I still think if you want a traditional style Carnage for your Marvel Legends display and can't find that later release for a decent price on the secondary market, this is not a bad way to go. Yes, again, the accessories are absent, but I think the colors on this particular release of this Carnage figure are a little bit better than that of the Monster Venom Wave 1, mostly because they're a little bit more vibrant, at least as far as the red goes. And if you're lucky enough to find a version with the white eyes and not the pearlesque eyes, I think it's a no-brainer that it's a definite must-have for your Spider-Verse shelf. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this week's edition of Flashback Fridays. And if you're so inclined, please don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you know whenever I upload more reviews like this one. And while you're at it, time is running out to suggest a review for my 10-year anniversary week-long marathon extravaganza. After today, requests are closed, so please get them in while you can, and stay tuned for next week, because I have 7, that's right, 7 reviews coming your way. I wanted to do a 10-year anniversary special type video, but I think we're just going to save that for the monthly channel update. But with that being said, if you haven't already, please hit me up on Instagram at Overlord Productions. But as always, keep the comments civil. The world sucks enough as it is, especially when you get stiffed on accessories. And until next time, I'll catch you guys later.